We just got back from Experience Inbound Wisconsin, and it was a fantastic time hosted by Stream Creative and the White Earth Group. We're very thankful to have an opportunity to sponsor, to participate, do our big boarding, and a shout out to everybody who came up, loved the big boarding that we're doing, and complimented the artists and talked with us. We had our eyes opened quite a bit to a lot of the current trends in SEO, and instead of just spending the next few days and weeks talking about how we're going to use them ourselves, we just first wanted to share that so that you can benefit from some of these big ideas that were coming out of this event. So here's just a few of the tips that were impactful to us that we want to share with you. The first of them came from one of the keynote speakers, Tamsin Webster, and it was something that was fairly obvious. Stop talking about ourselves, start telling stories to our audience about the questions and concerns that they have, educating them so that when it comes time to present the solution, it makes sense. It makes more sense than if you start with the solution. This is just a great way to engage with your audience, meet them where they're at, and take the journey with them to finding you as the solution to their need. The second tip we wanted to share was brought to us at a talk by Linda Kaisar about the ever-changing landscape of SEO. Google and Facebook and other platforms are always changing, always updating their algorithms, their decision-making of what is good for people who are searching and what isn't. And really the only way to stay up to date with that is being on top of that, reading the blogs, watching what's going on. But another way that was really beneficial for us, again, was attending an event like Inbound, Experience Inbound, where we were able to talk to and hear from experts and gain kind of that perspective in a timely fashion. The third idea that we wanted to share with you was brought to us by Michael Brenner in his talk about making content marketing work. And of all of the things that he shared with us, the idea of frequency had the biggest impact on us. That the amount of posting, moving from maybe once a month to moving to once a week, and the impact that has, how much of a difference that makes over the long term. And then moving from once a week to a few times a week to every day, that at each point in which you're moving to a higher frequency, you're going to see a greater return on the investment of time, of content, with traffic coming back to your website and people engaging with your content. The fourth idea centered around video and how important it is at all stages of the conversion funnel. Video is a way of enhancing the quality of the experience, the content that you deliver, and even video where you're pointing the camera at yourself and talking to your audience or talking to an individual. It just creates an opportunity to be more personal amidst a very remote and often digitally sterile environment. The fifth impactful idea came from Rand Fishkin in his very energetic keynote around the current state and the upcoming state in 2019 of web search. And there's a lot of things, again, in that ever-changing environment that we have to be careful of. But he gave a very hopeful message that in 2019, organic search and the opportunities of organic search are greater than they have ever been. They're greater than they were 5 years ago. And so it's a great time to use your brand, use your personality, the personality of your team, your company, to communicate and to be relational with your audience in order to take advantage of what organic search SEO does for your business. So those are just a few of the ideas that impacted us from our time at Experience Inbound here in Wisconsin. We hope they were helpful to you in thinking about doing marketing, doing SEO. If you have an opportunity to go to something like Experience Inbound in your part of the US or world, we highly encourage it. We're looking forward to seeing what it does for us.